Assalamualaikum and hi dear colleague, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Fine, thank you.
Good morning, I'm good, madam.
We are here to attend the training which is compulsory to all staff to ensure you have a good view of product assessment of this year. I hope you can cope this training as well as other members that had taken this training. The report that we obtained from your head of department, your target collection is RM2.4 million. You achieved 101% throughout the year. That is a good achievement.
Before we start, I would like to inform everyone department have different type of online training. It was depending on your target, goal, and objective throughout the year. Did you fill up the form for performance improvement plan? This form acts as your planning to increase your performance. Can you tell us about it?
A performance improvement plan is a formal document stating any recurring performance issue along with goals that an employee needs to achieve in order to regain good standing at the company, usually with a specific timeline to complete the plan. If you are being put on a performance improvement plan, your manager and human resource will most likely to meet with you to go over it and answer any question you may have.
Also known as a performance action plan. A performance improvement plan is commonly used when it is being supposed that an employee hasn't performed to satisfactory standard. BIP holds struggling employee accountable for past performance while providing them the opportunity to success. A performance improvement plan helps employees or their members to improve their work's performance and behavior.
We will start with workload management. Workload management is the process of strategically distributing work among your teamwork to ensure the highest possible of productivity levels. If done right, workload management can help your employee to deliver much better results, improve their workplace confidence, and even help your teamwork to enjoy their job more. However, managing the workload of your team is not just about to handing out the tasks to whoever is free. That is more thought-out process that assesses individual strengths and weaknesses of each employee, and then help you to decide of the individual workload of the team members. Once you start to understand your team abilities and limitations, you can start handing out the tasks to each employee based on their capabilities.
Employee feels overworked when there are lack of proper workload management in the office. Imagine having 30% of your workforce do most of the work on a project, while other 70% just idle around. It's a surefire way to push that 30% toward burnout. High-stress situations like this can take a toll on even your best performance and cause an increased number of sick leave days and turnover rates. The lack of balance at the workplace also leads to drop in productivity level. The stress that accompanies a high project workload will also adversely impact your employees' mental and physical health. However, when you practice proper workload management, you promote a team culture of fair workload distribution. This will keep your team happier and they will be more productive and willing to contribute to the project they are working on and to your business. At the end of the day, this means you will get more work done, boosting your business growth rate.
Can you share what is in your mind and how both of you to manage the workload all this while?
First of all, we have implemented few norms in our department. This also related with the introduction of workload management just now. Number 1, identify the tasks that need to be completed. The first step in managing your team workload effectively is to identify their actual workload. Keep in mind that you need to include everything that takes up work time, like project meetings or client meetings. Here is a small list of tasks that often overlooked, such as reading and replying emails, documenting procedure, mandatory training session, making coffee, cleaning up personal desk. Don't forget to include every task and project you'll be working on as well.
Second is understand your teamwork capacity. Running an effective team is about mixing and matching various types of personality to achieve a common goal for your organization. So, while it's important to divide the project workload fairly among your team, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to divide work evenly. Think about it. Every team member has something they are good at, and they are assigned responsibility based on the skill set. Employees with workload management skill can juggle many tasks, but other employees can work very efficiently on specific tasks they are specialized in. Remember that breaking down big projects into smaller and more manageable tasks and also help your team reach their goal easily. So here are something to consider before delegating your workload. First, what tasks can you employ do efficiently? Second, what tasks are they currently working on? Third, should each employee handle more or less of the workload? But that's not all. It will help if you also assign a specific value to each team member time. For example, a content manager time is worth more than the time of a content writer. This is because managers take on more client-facing role and contribute to strategic decisions that can bring in more money, while a content writer simply specializes in making the best content possible.
In addition, you can manage the resource allocation based on the requirement. Once you have identified the tasks that you need to work on and figure out how you can allocate the workload based on the capacities of the team members, you can start on the allocation of tasks to the team. But you cannot just assign the workload based on how much each employee can distribute, right? To keep your employees' workload manageable, assign high priority work first. Advise your entire team to update their current workload in order to complete tasks that are most important to your organization. In the process of assigning high priority works, remember to balance due date among your team members. If you give one person too many tasks with conflicting time frame, they may get stressed and burn out. But if you provide an employee the due date too far apart, they may end up taking things too lightly and being unproductive.
Another thing to consider is giving the right person the right task to work on. As we mentioned earlier, consider the current employee workload, skill set, and experience when delegating tasks. However, if you find it challenging to manage your resource allocation manually, you can always invite in resource management tool. This tool can help you keep track of and manage your resource count. However, a tool cannot do everything. Make sure to involve your team member in the resource planning process. You can ask them if they are willing to take on more responsibility or if they feel like they are handling an overwhelming workload and need a break from work. Additionally, always tell your employee why you are assigning a specific task to them. This will help them understand what's expected of them, and they will increase their level of engagement from the get-go.
Regularly check in with team members. Communication with team members isn't something that should be limited to the planning stage of project management. Once the workload allocation is complete, it's important to check in with them to keep your workload managed effectively. Could you please?
Why? When you communicated one-on-one with team member, you can ask them how they are doing with tasks that are assigned to them. You can identify if they have been overburdened with an excessive workload or if they feel like they can take on more responsibility. However, don't just stick to talking about project management. Talk to them about the big picture and what you are planning to do with the business. Make your team feel involved in the decision-making process of the organization.
I agreed. Remember, employees can always surprise you, and someone you not expected may end up becoming a strong project manager, while another employee that you had planned on promoting maybe is looking for a different career path. That's why it's very important to communicate with your employee and find out what they are thinking. Give them a safe space where they can express themselves without fear of any consequences, and they will end up happier and more productive.
Other than that, the last effort is to wrapping up. It's a wrap. Managing workloads efficiently is crucial to keeping your employees healthy, focused, and productivity. And while you can follow tons of manual techniques to distribute your workload fairly, you won't be able to sustain it. But don't worry.
Seems both of you have the same goals and perspective in implementing workload management using your own ways. It will succeed if you continuous performance on this matter.
Yeah, great. We will see you again in another training soon. Good luck and happy working.